share my small YouTube audience. It's Dana, and I am coming to you sort of live. In other words, I'm not doing a voiceover for this one. My daughter, who is a talented and budding filmmaker, explained to me that my previous videos, my voiceover work, could use a little practice, little refinement, so to speak. She says I don't sound very natural, and I guess that makes sense because I'm reading, and when I read, I do have a totally different tone, totally different inflection. Is that the word? And I'm not going to be editing this, so all of this babbling that you get in the middle of here, yeah, that's just going to have to stay. I basically just wanted to hop on because I just wanted to chat about what I have coming up, and I wasn't going to be able to do it voiceover style because, well, there's just, yeah, filming right now is going to be interesting for the next at least 2 weeks. So you're probably going to get a couple of these evening commute style video clips. Anyway, see, this is why I do voiceovers, because I could just film it and then I can read the script and I sound like a sane human being as opposed to what you hear going on right now. But whatever. We're driving. We're having a good time. Let's keep it moving. Eyes on the road. Anyway, so yeah, my life right now is, I'm not going to say it's a mess, but it's a mess. I don't know if you know, see, all over the place without a script. I don't know if you've noticed, or if you had noticed. I don't even know if you probably didn't notice in the previous videos unless you were on my old channel where I had a total of maybe 5 or 6 videos. Anyway, as I was saying, my life right now is kind of a mess. So I had very minor surgery 2 weeks ago. I had a lump removed from behind my ear, so I've got a 4-inch incision healing right here. I doubt that you can see it, but right here in the back. So I've got that going on, and that's creating just a little tenderness. It's difficult for me to have my glasses on for any length of time, blah, 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 whine, complain. Okay, I'm also moving next weekend. Fortunately, not too much to have to do there other than throw all my stuff in a box and put stuff out by the curb and so on. By the way, I have some items for sale if you're in the Georgia area and you happen to be on Craigslist. I'll put the link below. Who knows, right? Might get lucky and find something that you want. Anyway, so let's see. Okay, so healing from surgery, moving soon. Well, this doesn't really play into the next couple of weeks, but my divorce should be final this month. I've got the last, the first, and hopefully last court hearing coming up this month. Well, court Zoom, because we're not doing face-to-faces, which under the circumstances is probably better, because that's, so my first divorce I took pretty much in stride. This one's hitting me kind of hard, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that well, never mind. This one's hitting me kind of hard, so it might be best that I'm not in the same space with my soon-to-be ex-husband. Okay, so there's that. And then The job is the job, and of course there's still the pandemic, there's bills that need to be paid, there's debt that I wanted to pay off that needs to be paid off before November, so I gotta hustle and do all that and blah blah blah. So yes, my life right now is just a little upside down. But in the middle of all of that, I want to finally finish one of the 4 novels I have sitting on my hard drive that have been waiting to be finished and released for the last 6 years. It's been 6 years since I started the oldest one. So yes, I'm going to write a book in the middle of all this. Plus we've got Nano coming up, and I have a whole new book idea that I want to start for that. Start and finish, because I want to earn my badge this year. And I also want to release the downloadable version of my Simply Self-Published program. It's basically my technique for going from blank page to published in 6 months or less. Now, of course, you can take longer than that, or you can take fewer months than that. But I find that when I'm really focused and I'm doing what I need to do every day, I can write, edit, design, format, and have printed a full-length novel, and I'm considering full-length to be 50,000 words or higher. A full-length novel, I can do it in 6 months. That's if I'm focused. Needless to say, I have not been focused for 6 years. So, I figured that on top of trying to generate some... Oh, and I'm applying for a PhD program. Yeah, so anyway. In the midst of all of that, I figured it would not be a bad idea to practice what I preach, aka practice what I coach, and offer my program at the same time. So what I'm doing essentially is I will be filming my process and putting it on my YouTube channel. I will have the workbook for sale during that time, and anybody who downloads it can then work through it with me as I go through the next 6 months, from first word to page, starting in Nano, that's on November 1st, through to, what does that end up being, November, December, January, February, March, April. So whatever I write in November will be a bound, ready for sale book in May. And then, of course, anybody who buys the guide will be working along with me, and we will hopefully be celebrating their finished books in May as well. So that's the plan. We'll see what actually happens. But anywho, I just wanted to pop in. I wanted to make sure that I had this video uploaded and ready to go October 1st, which is, if I remember correctly, yeah, which is tomorrow. See, life, crazy. But anyway, yeah, so I wanted to make sure that I had the video up by tomorrow so that folks knew we were going to get started. Now, the month of October for you nano enthusiasts is typically Preptober, and this is where you prep and plot for the writing frenzy that is November. I typically don't do any plotting for my novels. I am a what's known as a pantser in the writing community. In other words, I pretty much just write by the seat of my pants. I don't have any set plot points or outlines or massive amounts of research that I do on the front end of my writing. I usually just listen to the voices and write what they tell me to write. And this go round, I've got actually a couple of characters that have been talking to me fairly regularly. And again, I don't know. I want to do something new this November and not be a nano rebel and work on something that's already on the hard drive, but we'll see how that ends up. Like I said, with life being as crazy as it's going to be in October, it might behoove me to, once November rolls up, to not have to work that hard to come up with anything new and original at this point, but we'll see what happens. Either way it goes, in October, I also want to finish, like I said, I've got this one story that I really like that I need to finish and get edited and hopefully release on Halloween. It's not really a horror novel per se. Well, no, I can't even say per se. It's not a horror novel, but it is about a vampire. It's actually, now that I think about it, kind of a comedic take on vampire lore. So, anyway, it's work that needs to be done. I'm excited too because when I move, I hope to be able to set up an actual, comfortable, aesthetically pleasing for me writing space, which right now I don't have, and which I haven't had for a very long time. In fact, now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever had a dedicated writing space. I think it's always just been me on my couch with my laptop. Oh well, all that's about to change because at this point in my life, I'm finding that comfort helps my creativity. And I've been uncomfortable for 6 months. 6 months. I've been uncomfortable for 6 years. So not a lot of writing has gotten done. I certainly haven't been feeling that creative. That's a topic for another day, isn't it? But now that I think about it, let me ask you this. With all that's going on in the world, with the uncertainty of whether or not the United States of America is going to remain a democracy, or if there's going to be a civil war, or if we're going to turn into an autocracy, or is systemic racism going to grow, or is it actually going to be reduced? You know, with all that going on for my American-based writers, how are you doing creatively? Are you finding it to be a struggle to come up with something to write, or, well, whatever your creative pursuit? Are you a painter? Are you a writer, photographer, whatever? Are you struggling to feel or to get into your creative space with all that's going on right now? Because I can't tell if I'm using my creativity to hide, or if I truly have something powerful to bring forth. Hopefully that makes sense. However it works out, I find that even though I fortunately still have the characters talking to me, it's difficult to feel as if doing anything creative right now matters. Especially when, not gonna lie, in the back of my head, I'm contemplating what countries I can seek asylum in, even though American passports are being denied or turned away in a lot of countries right now because of the virus. When I said it's crazy, my life right now is it's crazy. It is crazy. But I think I'm going to end it there. Like I said, I just wanted to get something down, kind of let folks know what to expect coming up, and to make sure that I kicked off October with a video, because it's been a month since my last video, and I was really trying to establish some form of consistency and wasn't doing too bad, but life. So yes, oh my goodness, you know what? I think I'm going to turn that into a drinking game. The number of times I say "so" in a video, bet you a lot of money we'd all be bombed off our asses about 3 minutes in. Anywho, yes, let's end it there, because otherwise I will keep babbling. See, this is another reason why I only do this with a script and do voiceovers. But anyway, take care, stay safe, and I will be back soon with another video, more to the point of this whole writing stuff that's about to take place in October. Take care.